Oh, today is the day we find out about Pokemon. Pokemon's forever in my heart. Let's go. Hey everyone! How's it going? We have a Pokemon Presents today. I know the ticker down here is incorrect right now. I did forget to update the ticker before we got going, but we're all ready to go. To show you that we are ready to go, it is right here. But bam, look at that. Look at that, we're ready to go. But obviously, Pokemon Presents is not going live yet. This says 23 minutes ago. It'll be at the top of the hour. But I am glad to be here. It is a live stream. We haven't done a live stream in quite some time. So, let me shout out everyone who's here today to watch Pokemon Presents live right here. We got Twitch Clipper here, Kobe Farrell, Ice Sonic is here. We got Mib Pro 3030, Sitbar, Yo-Yo, Crazes Koth, William, T. Kermy, Micah or whatever, Lord Valorn Gaming. Let's see here. Cha Roy is here. LK, whoever that was here. Dante Steiner, one of our members of the board of directors of the Tunnel Prime, is here. Welcome. William is here. Sarah Pod is here. Game over. Jesse is here. Welcome, my man. Let's see here. He says, watching this will be a lot better than watching the countdown on the official channel. Love how entertaining it's in the promise. Yeah, I can be. I'm trying to bring the energy this morning. Didn't get a lot of sleep, but I'm trying here. Madden 22. I hate you. No, I don't really hate you, but I literally lost track of time last night playing Madden 22. Let me see here. We got Mizan Monkeys is here. My Little Morty's, the Elemental Hero, the Shadowling Dragon Wolf King is here. Let me see here. John is here. Christian Sutton is here. We got the Fractured Eagle is here as well. Jamie Frenchie and William. And we have our first little super chat. Thank you, the 8th Arc, for the $8.18 Australian. I love it. 8/18/2021. Baby. In fact, you know what? I feel like that deserves... I feel like we need to kick off the stream with a little bit of a celebration shot. So we're going to get a little Goldschlager going and then get right into talking about Pokemon. So yes, this is some Goldschlager to kick things off, right? All right. Let's get into this. We got Diego. Whoa, caught it. We got Diego Bear, 91. Man, Nate, calm down. You're a little too amped up this morning. Trying to bring the energy this morning. I'm a little bit amped up. We need to calm down. Please talk about Kena Bridge of Spirit. No, because we're here to talk about Pokemon. By the way, Kena Bridge of Spirit does look absolutely fantastic, but that's not today's stream. This is Pokemon Presents, and what is this on my computer? Get out of here. No one asked for you. No one asked for you either. Get out of here. Trying to make sure when I switch over to Pokemon Presents that it's not a bunch of stuff showing that it's not supposed to be there. Nothing like drinking hard alcohol at 7:30 in the morning. Almost 7:40. Get it right. Cheers. Whoa! That'll put some hair on your chest. All right. Chris Kurosaki is here. What's up? Johnson K27, hi from Denmark. Toto Dope is here as well. One of our members of the board of directors of Nintendo Prime. You know who's also here? My dog. My dog is here. He's literally walking around my office right now. I don't really know what to do about that. I just hope he doesn't knock over the camera or unplug the mics or something crazy. I'm watching him. He's just chilling. He's over there sniffing. He's a big dog. He's a half Great Dane. Great Danes are big dogs. and half lab. And labs are, I guess you would call labs medium to large dogs. So he's in between that. He's still quite the horse. Love him, though. His name is Link. How's it going, buddy? I said his name, and now he's looking at me. What's up, bud? Hi. I don't have anything for you. Can you get out? Link. Out. Out. Link. Out. He's not listening. He usually listens when you say out. Maybe it's because he knows I can't move from my spot because I'm wired down. And here he comes. Nope. All right, out. Out. No, all right, whatever. I'm not going to be able to get him out of here. It is what it is. As long as he doesn't do anything. By the way, guys, we are giving away a Switch OLED for those who don't know. The easiest way to win is literally just be subscribed because that's the only requirement to enter. I will be announcing the winner on a live stream in early October. So you want to be at that live stream. I'm going to be setting up that live stream, I don't know, fairly soon. I have to figure out the exact logistics of the day I'm going to be doing it, but I'm going to be setting up that stream so people can go follow it to make sure that they're good to go to be there live to see who wins. But yeah, you got to be subscribed to the channel. That's it. No big deal. No special requirements. Just be subscribed. Pretty simple. I also would appreciate, of course, this has nothing to do with the giveaway. If you guys would drop likes on the stream, we got 42 likes. Let's get to 100 likes before we even get to the Pokemon Presents at the top of the hour because, hey, likes and comments, believe it or not, help spread our live streams and our videos. So, like, you guys dropping likes and all that helps out my channel more than you could even know, and I greatly appreciate it. And you know what? It's like one tap, one click, whatever you're doing. Hit it with your nose if you got it. So, today's a big day because, yeah, sure, we get to see some Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, which we haven't seen in quite some time, and I'm very curious to see how they're going to justify people buying this. Of note, Pokemon Presents has turned off the public comments on their live stream. That is obviously a choice. I know this because I stream on YouTube, but the YouTube stream has comments turned off. And I find that interesting because that usually means that they're anticipating some backlash today. I assume over Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, since those games have already been a smidge bit controversial just because if you look at the history of Pokemon, remakes, remasters, etc., they tend to follow a certain pattern where they're made in the current engine and then adopt some of the new features to the game. That obviously hasn't happened today. That's not what they're doing with this one. It's not in the Pokemon Sword and Shield engine. It's in something else, and I think it's more of a makeover than necessarily a remake or a remaster. I guess you can call it a remaster maybe. That chibi art style and all of that. But, I mean, it looks good, but it's also not made by the Pokemon Company, which is why it's not in the Sword and Shield style. But the reasoning, of course, is because A-Nash Productions just gave us $1! Yeah! Thank you, A-Nash Productions, with $1. I appreciate it. So, yeah, the big deal with Pokemon Presents today is obviously for me Pokemon Legends Arceus, and that's why Pokemon Shining Pearl and Brilliant Diamond are probably not what people wanted a Gen 4 remake to make, which has upset some people because people have been waiting for Gen 4 remakes for a while. But Pokemon Legends Arceus is obviously where I think a lot of the eggs are in the basket for me when it comes to Pokemon. I have fallen out with Pokemon over the years. That doesn't mean I haven't tried ones here and there. I mean, the last one I played, I didn't play Sword. Well, technically the last one I played was Sword and Shield, but I played it at E3, so does that even count? I don't really think that counts, playing a demo. But before that, I did dive deep into Pokemon Let's Go. I had the Eevee version, and I played the hell out of it. And I loved every second of it. Now, I understand the Let's Go games aren't for everyone, and I understand I'm a big Gen 1 fan. People sometimes call me a Gen 1er. I don't understand why people have to create insulting nicknames because I feel like every reference to Gen 1er is done in a way to insult people who enjoy Gen 1 the most. I think that's dumb, but it is what it is. Everyone's different. Just like Charoy's different because he hit us with a $1! Thank you, Charoy, for the $1 Australian. You guys hitting us up with some super chats bright and early. Thank you guys for that. So yeah, we're just. I'm really looking forward to Legends. I feel like it is an ambitious game. All of the rumors surrounding this game right now have them trying to be as ambitious as Breath of the Wild was for Zelda, but in a different way, right? Like, not going to be with the in-depth climbing mechanics and the crazy physics or anything like that, right? Like, that was obviously a Breath of the Wild thing. But, like, with the open worldness, the open air, doing something different with the combat, I feel, doing something different with the premise of the game, and obviously seeing how well that does, and if it can be a leap forward in the way the Breath of the Wild was. Because I feel like Pokemon Legends Arceus was never even an idea at Game Freak, at the Pokemon Company, until Breath of the Wild came out, and they saw, holy shit, look how many people are buying this game. They're buying this game like it's Pokemon, right? Like, literally, it's selling like it's Gen 1 Pokemon. That's how well Breath of the Wild, an individual game, is selling. So maybe if we cut out the two-game premise, where we have our hot and our cold, our red and our blue, our whatever, right? Our diamond, our pearl, right? That's black and white. Cut out the two-game premise. Go with a single game. But in that single game, we create a type of Pokemon game that some people have been dreaming of for 20 years. And I feel like that's what they're trying to do here. And if they could execute it to a certain degree and satisfy enough people, potentially sell 10, 20, 30 million of a single copy of a game. And the Pokemon Company's never seen that sort of success with a single game before. But I think that's what they're hoping happens. Now, whether or not it does, well, we'll have to wait and see. And they have to sell us on it, by the way. They shocked us with the premise of the game, right? The initial reveal earlier this year was shocking because we didn't expect the Pokemon Company to actually do it. But once you get over that initial shock and you rewatch that footage, you're like, okay, what did we actually see? A mostly empty world, some choppiness with the frame rates. We didn't really see much for combat. Even we saw like one little attack. How does the combat even work? No idea. We didn't see much premise for what the story is. Is that village you start in like looked really dead? You were like the only character running through it. Like, what the hell? Everything just looked empty and dry and dead. But wrapped around this is this idea of, dude, this is an open world Pokemon game. So we need to see what they have done since then. And I obviously have theories that the footage we saw at the time was not the current state of the game. Oftentimes when they put together those games and put together the footage, it's from months and months prior, right? They prepare things for presentation. They don't show like something that just what happened days before the presentation went up. So it'll be interesting to see the state of the game as it was probably a couple months ago today, because this game comes out January 28th, and it's honestly the greatest hope we have for a generational, I don't want to say generational, a catastrophic, a orgasmic, a universal leap forward for the Pokemon franchise, because this is the leap forward I've been waiting for. I feel like every Pokemon generation since Generation 1 has been iterative, right? Like, they've improved the visuals here and there. They've tried some new ideas, Gigantamaxing and the more open world capture area in Sword and Shield. We've seen different experiments with different concepts and ideas that sometimes help competitive Pokemon but steer away casuals. Obviously breeding and all that. But here's the thing. All of this has been kind of incremental additions to what Generation 1 set up, right? Pokemon today largely still runs on the same formula, the same base concept as Generation 1. While they've, experimented and expanded, they've never really reformed the series. See, the Zelda series has had a couple reformations, right? From Zelda 1 and Zelda 2, you got to A Link to the Past, right? And A Link to the Past kind of reformed the idea of what these games are and made them not linear for Zelda. And if you wonder why I'm using Zelda for a reference, I'm kind of a Zelda expert. That's what I know best, so it's easier for me to reference that franchise. But they kind of reformed the series with A Link to the Past, and then every game kind of ran on that formula. And then obviously it felt fresh because of Ocarina of Time 1998 comes out, and it's like, oh, look at this. This set up the future of the series. Well, not really. It was A Link to the Past, but now it's just done in a 3D environment. And then they just kind of repeated that. And then Skyward Sword did something really weird where it kind of reformed the series again, and it decided to go, hey, in Skyward Sword, we're not even going to have a premise of like an overworld. We're going to make everything a dungeon, including the overworld. And that was a really interesting direction for Zelda, but that was a one-off. Because immediately after that, we got Breath of the Wild, which was more of a reform to the way Zelda was back in Zelda 1 and Zelda 2. It was a callback game, and a callback game in a way we've obviously never seen, because we've never seen an open world 3D Zelda game before. People might try to argue, oh, you can do dungeons out of order. You can do. Trust me, Ocarina of Time is not an open world game. If you think it's an open world game, then you need to go look up the definition of open world, or as Nintendo calls it, open air. But yeah, I think that we've been waiting for that moment for Pokemon for decades. And it hasn't really happened. We've had spin-offs that have been really great. The Detective Pikachu was really, really good. Obviously, you know, the stadiums and coliseums of the world were really, really good. New Pokemon Snap that recently came out, like that was really, really good. So we've seen some really good Pokemon spin-offs. And I know there's some people out there that actually really, really enjoy Pokemon Unite. And that's good. Pokemon Unite is not a bad game. So you know, there's people that are really into that. There's people that are really into, believe it or not, like games like Magikarp Jump on your phone, Pokemon Go. So there's been all these innovations around Pokemon, but there hasn't been any innovations with the core franchise, in my opinion. It's just been additions, minor improvements, new ideas thrown into the old way that Pokemon is done. And for the first time in 22 years, 23 years, we're going to have a game that rebuilds the idea of what a core Pokemon game is. And by the way, if it bombs, they're just going to say it's a spin-off and it doesn't matter, right? That's what they're going to say. If it sells like crap, can't even cross 10 million, and they're never going to revisit this concept again, okay, they're going to say it's just a crappy spin-off. But I'm very hopeful that they're not going to do that. That they're going to wait, right? That they're going to do something fantastic, and just give us some time to accept what this game is. But again, they shut off comments today, so they're obviously expecting a lot of social media backlash, and we'll have to see what happens with that social media backlash and why they expected it. Right now, I'm just hoping that things are going to be okay. So we'll see what happens. If they do a special edition Pokemon Switch OLED, would you put that in a giveaway? Probably, if I can get my hands on a pre-order, because I'll already own a Switch OLED, because I have 2 pre-orders for a Switch OLED right now. One I'm giving away to you guys, by the way. To enter, all you gotta do is be subscribed to the channel, and we'll announce the winner during a live stream in October, early October. But yeah, obviously I'm not going to care about having a Pokemon themed one for myself. But I wouldn't mind pre-ordering one if there is one to give it away. So absolutely, just like if there's a Breath of the Wild 2 one, which that one I probably would care more about me having one. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, obviously. But right now we're just giving away one, and we'll see. Maybe I decide to give away another Switch OLED during the holidays, especially if they start to become really, really hard to get, because I seem to have a lot of luck getting pre-orders in for things that are really hard to get, or getting orders in for things that are low in stock, like PlayStation 5s. So, yeah, I can definitely try to do something for the holidays, I think, too, depending on where things are obviously sitting with me financially. Because, you know, just deciding on a whim, you want to drop $350 plus shipping, plus taxes, so basically $400 on a giveaway isn't something you could just always do on a whim. You know, my channel's only 70,000 subscribers, so it's not like we're rolling in the dough over here. Let's see here. I'll be honest, Pokemon community can be super toxic, so I understand the chat being muted. Not really into Pokemon, but I need to see the open world game. And that, isn't that the exciting part? I think that's exciting for Game Freak. Because Pokemon Legends Arceus has, can attract people that aren't even into Pokemon. And I think that's why it's really important that this game shows well today, and that it shows well moving forward, because this has the hopes of expanding the Pokemon fan base beyond the core base that keeps buying every game, right? And that core base is huge. It's like 10 to 15 million people that keep buying Pokemon games. But they want more. They see Breath of the Wild dropping almost 25 million units on a single platform. And they're like, why can't we do that with one game? And so they're going to try. And the reason Breath of the Wild did is the concept, the idea, how it looks, how it presents, attracted a whole new fan base to the Legend of Zelda franchise. And the Pokemon Company wants to do that. And Legends Arceus is their best shot at doing it. But again, it looked a bit rough. We'll have to see what it looks like today. Because my initial shock of open world Pokemon's gone now. So am I going to be smiling the whole time this is going on? Am I going to be getting all giddy and all excited? Or am I going to be, well, that happened. You know? Am I going to be concerned? And by the way, we have a podcast happening tonight at 8 p.m. Central where we'll be going over all of this as well with other people. So not just me, of Eric, and we'll have some special guests and all that to talk about this Pokemon Presents tonight. Because obviously, I'm not a Pokemon expert and I'll never claim to be. So I want to get some people on that are more knowledgeable on the series and get their thoughts on not just Legends, but obviously Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl as well. I'm still not sure if I'm picking those games up. Freedom Games, One Lonely Outpost Early Access is coming soon. Okay. Again, nothing to do with Pokemon, so it doesn't matter to me right now. Thanks for the gaming news, Nintendo Prime person. Thank you. My name is Nate, by the way. When will we be able to catch live Pokemon? I mean, you know, you can go out in the wild and go catch animals if you want. You might get arrested, but... what's up, Johnny Hernandez? How's it going? Sword and Shield is over 21 million. Sword and Shield is 2 games. Sword and Shield. Can you tell me a single game from Pokemon that has sold 20 plus million? Can you? I can't. Because it's never happened. It's always been duality of games to get that high. They've never had a single release sell like Sword and Shield or like Gen 1. And to be fair to Sword and Shield is the best-selling generation of Pokemon since Generation 1. So, obviously, they're massively popular right now anyways. But they're not past Gen 1. Gen 1 still outsold it. So, how do they capture that and bring in new fans? We're about to find out in 60 seconds. Maybe. I don't know if it's going to happen at the very beginning. Let's switch over to the show here. Here's your Pokemon Presents. You see 60 seconds to go. I can't full screen it yet until they actually go live. Surprised they're not live with a countdown timer. And I'll probably have to down the volume. Or maybe I'll leave the volume maxed out. You guys can let me know volume mixing. I can change it up on the fly here. I've set the bar low to not be too excited, but I'm interested to see the progress made on both games. I prefer companies that tries to have a large user base that buy full than companies that aim for a niche but then abuse that niche. Yeah, that happens. Are you really ready for the Pokemon Presents? Hell yeah, I am! Let's go, baby! Pokemon Presents August 18th, 2021. Our second look at Legends Arceus. Oh, baby! Let's go! Woo! Let's do it! I'm ready to go. Drop a like on the stream, folks. No reason we shouldn't be over 100 likes at this point. 140 people watching. Let's do this thing. Pokemon Presents, baby. The reaction of some mid-30s nobody in the middle of Midwestern Wisconsin. Pokemon Presents. We'll begin shortly, which means the timer's up and they just haven't online. That probably woke the wife up. The wife should be awake. Doesn't she know today is Pokemon Day? It's Pokemon Day! It's Pokemon Day! It's time to wake up! Wake up, everybody! I'm trying to wake myself up. And every time I slam the table, things happen on my computer. I'm going to break something. Super Mario! Yeah, $10! We're not going to go really long with the dances because this starts any second now. I have work orientation in a few minutes, so I have to look for your reaction afterwards. Have fun! Thank you so much, Super Mario, for dropping that super chat and a message quick before you have to run off and do your work-related things. Obviously, work is important. This morning, this is kind of my work. I have my other job I gotta do later, but this morning, this is what I'm doing. So let's go. Here we go. turn that down a little. How's the volume? Is it good? Are we good? What I don't understand is this Premiere thing doesn't have an actual timer. Hold on. Is this thing frozen? We're going to refresh this quick. So that's a YouTube Premiere. But why is there no timer? Did they change the YouTube Premiere? They must have. All right. They opened up the live chat too. Oh, good for them. They opened up the live chat. All right. The volume level's good. Everything's good. I mean, I can be extra loud as well to really overpower this stream. But yeah, the timer, this ain't a timer. 2 is not a timer. This is gonna change to 1. Maybe it doesn't do the seconds until it gets to 1 minute now. I haven't, yeah, there we go. See, I haven't done a YouTube Premiere in a long time, so. Because it's a YouTube Premiere, everybody! What needs to be a little lower, me or the stream? What needs to be a little lower? The stream? I can turn it down a smidge here. I don't want to go too low because the stream is the main show, baby. I'm just reacting. The stream is the show. So I lowered the stream a little. Is it better now? I still want it to be loud. I don't necessarily want it to overpower me. But that's good? Okay. All right, here we go. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give me that Switch logo. Nope. Pikachu. All right. Let's do it. Pokemon Presents, baby.
Hello, everyone. I'm Utsunomiya from the Pokemon Company. Today, I'm happy to share with you our latest updates on a number of games. First, we'd like to share some news about Pokemon's first strategic team battle game, Pokemon Unite.
Pokemon Unite update. Okay. Or an ad, anyways.
The Switch version of the game has already been released, and the release of the mobile version has now been set for September 22nd.
So Pokemon Unite.
In anticipation,
I haven't played it yet. Is it like a MOBA? Is it like a League of Legends kind of MOBA game? That's what it kind of looks like every time I watch it.
Can play together in Pokemon Unite. We hope as many people as possible will be able to enjoy playing it together.
There we go. I up the
receive
volume. The guy's a little
gifts in
quiet.
the game based on the number of people who pre-registered for the mobile version, thanks to a special campaign happening now. We hope
It's a
you will all
MOBA, okay.
pre-register
Yeah, I was
and
gonna say, I
look
got the
forward to
MOBA vibes
release.
from it, but I haven't played it yet, so I don't know.
Players who are quick to jump in with the Nintendo Switch version that has already been released can also receive Zeraora's Unite license as a launch bonus. The Unite license can also be used in the mobile version by linking accounts. And finally, I'd like to give you all a preview of some of the Pokemon that are slated to join in future updates.
Mamoswine! Okay. Because it really does remind me of Pokemon meets League of Legends.
Look forward to more from Pokemon Unite in the future. Now, I'd like to share some news about a few of our other games.
Pokemon Cafe Mix.
Pokemon Cafe Mix
Alright, getting
is
out the
getting
smaller
a
stuff
revamp.
before we get to the main
And with
show.
it, a new
I'm cool
title.
with that.
Pokemon Cafe Remix. The puzzles have been refreshed with the addition of new elements with which you can mix, link, and blast puzzle icons.
So I played the original release of
There will
this.
be tons of Pokemon new to Pokemon
I still
Cafe
to this day
Remix,
not
and
really
new
sure what I'm
dress-up
doing. I
options.
literally just go like this with
You'll
my finger.
also find more ways of growing and developing
then I win.
your staff Pokemon.
It's like a
So
no
this
skill
renewed
game, I
puzzle
swear.
game is sure to be something that can
I
be
just move my
enjoyed
finger
for
all over the
years to
screen.
come.
Oh look, you won. Okay. Sure.
Pokemon Cafe Remix will open its doors this fall.
Your daughter would love this game. My kids might too, if I let them download it.
Pokemon Masters EX
Yeah, I was gonna
celebrates
say.
its 2-year anniversary.
Pretty sure that was Pokemon Masters.
Dynamaxing is here. Cygnus Leon has arrived, and he's partnered
So
up
I have
with
issues with
Eternatus.
this game.
Team up
I
with
tried
brothers
Pokemon
Leon
Masters
and
EX.
Hop to face Eternatus
It, like,
in the
crashes my
legendary
phone.
event currently underway.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just an idiot. I swear my phone gets
To
locked up and
celebrate the
crashes every
2-year
time.
anniversary of
I launch
Pokemon
it.
Masters EX, players will get the chance to scout up to 100 sync pairs at no cost. Plus, 3 different legendary events are returning at once, meaning players can team up with 3 legendary Pokemon. N will be returning in a special outfit as part of a Masters sync pair. N and his
Okay.
Pokemon are able to target all opponents with their attacks. Look forward to seeing N as well as other 2-year
Gary from
anniversary sync
Dig-
pairs
Matt from
soon.
Digimon.
Then,
Can't talk
starting
Digimon in a
September,
Pokemon
a
stream?
new
What are you
story
doing?
arc unfolds. Villainous organizations are stirring once more as the story takes a darker turn. You won't want to
They're
miss
like,
it.
they're making us wait.
We have
Ah!
other events and exciting content planned as well.
They
So
advertised
join
2
us in
games with this thing, and they're
celebration
making
of
us wait
this
to
special
see them.
anniversary. Also, if you log into the game after this presentation,
I mean, they
you
gotta
can receive a
advertise their
present
other
of
stuff going
3,000
on.
gems as our
It is the
newest
25th
campaign
anniversary of
begins.
Pokemon this year.
You won't want to miss it.
5th anniversary. Man, has it really been 5 years yet?
Pokemon Go, which is celebrating its
2016.
5th anniversary, will have Pokemon that were first
Damn.
discovered in the
I'm
Galar
getting old,
region
guys.
appearing
I
in the
remember when this
wild.
game was like the
Ultra
hot
Unlock
thing
Part
and just
3
brand new.
Sword and
It's
Shield
still, by
event
the way,
will
one of the
begin
most
on August
popular
20th,
phone apps in the
2021
world
at 10
right now.
a.m. local time. Players can look forward to seeing
Like,
Wooloo,
massive.
Squavit, and Phalanx during
tens
the
of
event.
millions of people
The
still
legendary Pokemon Zacian and Zamazenta will also be appearing in 5-star raids. It seems that the sudden appearance of Pokemon originally discovered in the Galar region has something to do with the mischievous tricks of a certain mythical Pokemon. Be sure to take part in these events and discover the truth behind these curious appearances. Your adventures in the real world will only continue to grow in Pokemon Go.
It's a lie. 5 years, man.
Next up,
Damn.
we have some news about the
Came out
Pokemon
before Breath of
Brilliant
the Wild.
Diamond and Pokemon Shining Pearl games.
Here we go. The games we get this year. So cute. All right, flip. Oh no. Not gameplay footage, you think? Here we go. Looks largely the same. Nice little particle effect. Shiny. I mean, it looks the same as it did before, basically. We're just seeing more of it. I like the snow effect. Random encounters are not overworld like you know. Let's go. I mean, the game looks fine. I don't see anything here that looks bad. But what I see is, you go from Sword and Shield to this, and they want the same money like Sword and Shield, you know? So I don't know. It looks fine. Yeah, that's funny. Then they have the full 3D models, but then you never really get to see them outside of town. Oh, I'm sorry. I just gave them the style, so my bad. I mean, this doesn't look bad. It's okay. My kids would love it. I guarantee you, when I show my kids this trailer later, they're gonna want this game. What's the temperature on Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl right now? What do you guys? You're seeing the footage live right now. What are your guys' thoughts? What do you guys think? Secret bases do look like they're back. Ooh. Ryan's gonna pick it up. I mean, it doesn't look bad. I don't have anything negative to say. It's just, it just looks like another Pokemon game, right? Like, if you transport yourself from 3DS to this, it just looks like a continuation of 3DS Pokemon, right? I mean, that's what it looks like to me. Maybe I'm wrong there, but it really, to me, just feels like a continuation of what Pokemon was before Switch. I hope that makes sense. November 19th. All right. Does that mean we're on to the big boy, or do you got more to show in between?
The release of Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Pokemon Shining Pearl is now just 3 months away. Let's review the main points of these revitalized games.
After 15 years, Pokemon Diamond and Pokemon Pearl have been reborn into Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Pokemon Shining Pearl.
Adventure in the Sinnoh region.
This adventure takes place in the Sinnoh region, a land rich in nature with
do like the
towering
snow.
Mount Coronet at its heart. As the protagonist, you'll adventure across the region, catching wild Pokemon
So,
and
like,
making new friends as you strive to complete your
I
Pokedex.
feel like this looks a smidge
Along
better
with your
than it
partner
did when they
Pokemon,
first showed it.
you'll overcome the gym leaders
Like
of
they've done,
each
they
area and
polished
aim
up
to
the
become
visuals more.
the champion. You'll
But
also
I mean,
encounter traces of the Sinnoh
It's not like
region's
I
myths,
mean, it's not like I'm
passed
blown
down
away
through
here.
the generations, and unravel the truth behind their mysteries.
I mean, it looks solid.
This is Professor Rowan.
Knowing
who
me, I'll end
entrusts
up
you
trying the
with a
game
Pokemon.
anyways. But
He's a famous
looks
professor
solid.
researching Pokemon evolution.
my kids, I'll probably end up buying it for my
This
kids.
is your
so
childhood friend and rival.
I'll just
He
borrow
hones his
their
skills
copy
as
and
a
play it.
Pokemon trainer through your friendly rivalry. Rourke is one of the gym leaders you'll take on during your journey. He uses Rock-type Pokemon. Everywhere you look, Team Galactic is up to something. There appears to be some
Team
sort
Galactic.
of lofty goal behind all their audacious
All
activity.
right, come on, Legends.
Cynthia is investigating
I'm getting
myths
nervous
about
now.
Pokemon.
I
She's a
get it. They have to
mysterious
advertise
person
this
who
game
shows
coming
up
out in
at
3
many
months.
points along your journey.
But in 5 months, the hope for the future of the franchise for me.
Gameplay features
I
from
really want
Pokemon
Legend.
Diamond
Is
and
anyone else
Pokemon
out there
Pearl
want Legends
have been
Arceus to be the
revamped
future
and
of the
powered up
franchise?
for these
If
new
it,
games.
by the way, if it's good, gotta be good.
In the Grand
If it's
Underground,
shit,
you can
then no.
participate in a number of
Please say I'm not the
activities,
only one
such
that
as
feels
digging
that
up
way.
fossils or creating your own secret base and decorating it with Pokemon statues. There are also places down there called Pokemon Hideaways, which didn't exist in Pokemon Diamond and Pokemon Pearl. Apparently, the Pokemon that appear in the Pokemon Hideaways will change depending on which statues you have placed in your secret base. It seems that some of the Pokemon living in the Sinnoh region can only be found in this place. So be sure to fully explore the Grand Underground spread out beneath the surface of Sinnoh. You can use the stickers you'll collect on your adventure to customize the effects that appear when Pokemon spring out of Pokeballs, such as confetti
I mean,
or fireworks.
It's
By
cool
collecting stickers
customization
at
here,
various
but like,
locations along your journey
I
and
don't
decorating
care.
with them, you can
This
make
is-
your Pokemon
you know,
battles
I
even
don't know.
more fun.
I've never been a big like cosmetic guy.
One
So
new
I-
feature that was not available in Pokemon Diamond and Pokemon Pearl is the ability to change your outfit. Wear
Again,
your favorite
I've just never
styles
been someone
on
that
your
cared about
adventure.
that. It's not why I play games. I know people like customization though.
In super contest shows, your Pokemon can dance to the rhythm of the music, proudly show off a contest move, and aim for a successful show. Cooperate with your partner Pokemon to really work up the crowd. In the Union Room, this release allows you to use not only local communication, but also online communication to interact with trainers all over the world in real time. Please
Okay.
enjoy battles and Pokemon trades with many other trainers. You can walk around with any of the Pokemon that appear in these games. Enjoy your journey through Sinnoh together with your partner Pokemon.
That appear in these
Encounters with all kinds of people and Pokemon,
Pokemon
and the
that
mystery
in the
behind
games that don't
Sinnoh's
appear. Like,
myths
can you
await
transfer
you.
your Pokemon? Full Pokedex?
We hope you look forward to starting
That's
an
probably what's
exciting
cool.
adventure with new gameplay features in the Sinnoh region.
Please wait just a bit longer for the start of your adventure. But that's not all. A special Nintendo Switch Lite Dialga and Palkia edition will also be released to celebrate
Okay.
the launch of these games.
Special edition Switch Lite.
This special Nintendo Switch Lite is dressed up with
Okay.
art of the legendary Pokemon Dialga
So it's
and
just a
Palkia,
black one with
bringing
some
to
subtle,
mind the special
some
Nintendo
subtle
DS Lite Onyx
legendaries on the
Dialga
back.
and Palkia edition that was released back in 2006 to align with the original
Okay.
game's launch.
I mean, I'm all
It will
about
be
that Switch
available
OLED
for
now,
purchase
so like
beginning
this to me
November
has no
5th,
appeal.
2021. Look forward to it.
Wow, there's gonna be
Next,
people that are into
we have
that.
some
I see people in the
information
chat
for you about
and
the
like,
Pokemon
oh man, that looks
Legends
great. I mean,
arcade
I don't know.
game,
To me, it just
which
looks
is
fine.
being
It's
developed by Game Freak.
like slapping some stickers on to a black Switch Lite. Animations? I feel like they're teasing something. Legends Arceus? Legends Arceus? Here we go! Let's go, baby! I'm on. Looks good so far. The trees look way better than Sword and Shield. Dude. For a moment, I thought they were playing Breath of the Wild music. I was like, what the hell? Okay. They're definitely trying to sell Breath of the Wild vibes big time. Big time. Hey, the village isn't empty. Although everyone's just standing there. Okay. There's your Breath of the Wild shot. Jesus. They cannot help themselves. Dude, this music, man. Oh, catching mechanic. Missed. Okay, so it's still turn-based battles. Okay. Oh, it's not doing the dim. Oh, the runes! Oh! Did he just jump off? Oh, he can fly! Yes! Yes! Oh, day one, baby! You got the swimming in it? Oh! This is, yeah! Oh my god! I've been waiting for this for 20 years! This frame rate looks way smoother too. Oh my god, I've been waiting for 20 years for this. Holy shit. Okay, possessed Pokemon. Battles, oh, they're gonna attack the trainer. I like that. So there is like a live action aspect to some of the fighting. So there's like a turn-based battle system, but also a live action system. Well, the character models just look like Sword and Shield, but this looks so good. They're even doing the cutaway. Ooh, it's got some animated scenes, animated cutscenes. I'm okay with that. There it is. Yes! The Pokemon Company did it!
For Pokemon Legends
Game Freak! This is what I wanted!
Let's look at some of the elements used in the video.
Dude, I pay $100 for that game, let alone 60. Come on, baby.
Pokemon Legends Arceus is a brand new title that opens new doors for the Pokemon series by fusing action with RPG elements.
It looks so much better than the initial reveal.
Your adventure takes place in a region known as Hisui, during a long ago era when it was rare for people to live in harmony alongside Pokemon. Mount Coronet towers over the center of the land, with sprawling, diverse, natural environments surrounding the mountain on all sides. These different areas are home to a rich variety of Pokemon ecosystems. In the future, this land of Hisui will come to be known as the Sinnoh region. You'll set out on an adventure with the goal of completing the first
Sinnoh
ever
was
Pokedex
Sinnoh.
for the Hisui region. The bustling Jubilife Village will be the base for your adventures.
So it's got like one
It's
big
home
village.
to the Galaxy
Okay.
Expedition Team, made up of people from various other regions.
Village looks
With
pretty big.
divisions such as the Medical Corps, the Security Corps, and the Survey Corps, which researches Pokemon.
The Mad Lads did it.
Professor Laventon's field of study is the ecology of Pokemon. He came to the Hisui region along with Pokemon he met in various other regions. He entrusts one of these Pokemon to you. Captain Silene is the leader of the Survey Corps. Though she may seem to treat you harshly, deep down she's your biggest supporter, and she watches over your progress with care.
I can't believe they did it.
Commander Kamado oversees the entire Galaxy team. He's a dependable
I-
leader who has earned the unwavering trust of his team members.
I,
When the commander recognizes your knack for
I'm gonna
Pokemon
cry.
research, he allows you to join the team and has you work as a member of the Survey Corps.
Come on, Nate. You're in your mid-30s. You shouldn't cry over Pokemon. Damn it.
The duty of the Survey Corps is to observe and catch Pokemon to shed light on how
Seriously,
they
though,
live.
I've been waiting
Your
2
survey
decades
duties
for this
hold the key
game.
to unlocking the true purpose of your adventure, and in the course of your work, you'll visit various locations within the Hisui region. Your excursions outside the village will begin by preparing at a base camp. At these
Base
camps,
camp?
you'll be able to prepare for your survey work by buying items or crafting new ones from basic materials.
Crafting. Okay.
In the Hisui region, you'll find that you'll be vulnerable to attacks from wild Pokemon. Take too much damage from their attacks, and you'll black out. So use caution when you're out doing your
I
survey
like
work.
that.
When your Pokemon are hurt, you can return to a base camp to rest up and recover.
This is...
Once you've completed a survey assignment, return to the village and report the results to whoever requested the job.
This is everything I've ever wanted from a Pokemon,
Pokemon
game.
live all over
right
the
now.
place. Get close to them and aim carefully, then throw a Pokeball to try to catch them. You'll find that not all species of Pokemon react the same way when they spot you. For example, some Pokemon will immediately flee, so you'll want to hide in tall grass when you approach them. Aggressive
like that.
Pokemon, on the other hand, may need to be weakened in battle. There are a variety of tricks to catching them all.
Yes, catching them all. Bring that catchphrase
Throw a
back, baby.
Pokeball containing one of your own Pokemon near a wild Pokemon and a battle will begin. You'll find that a single Pokemon may get to act multiple times in a row, depending on its speed stat and the moves that it uses. You can also choose to have Pokemon use their moves in 2 different styles, Strong Style and Agile Style. Using a move in the Strong Style will increase the move's power, but the Pokemon's action speed will be lowered. Using a move in the Agile Style will decrease the move's power, but the Pokemon's action speed will be raised. You'll find the Strong Style will come in handy when you see a chance to end a battle with one powerful move, while the Agile Style is great for situations where acting multiple times in a row will give your battle strategy a real boost.
I don't
Use
mind
these
that.
different styles as the situation demands to gain the upper
Basic.
hand in battle.
I like that.
When you report the results of your survey work to the professor, information will be added to the Pokédex. You can advance your research and fill in more information by doing things like catching Pokemon, seeing them use certain moves multiple times, and more. Seek out and meet lots of different Pokemon to complete that Pokédex.
Okay.
Now, we'd like to introduce some of the Pokemon living in the rich, natural environments that are spread out across the Hisui region. This Pokemon with distinctive antlers is known as Weirdeer. Weirdeer evolves from a Stantler that has managed to live in the harsh natural environment of the Hisui region. It has strong ties with the local people, and it has been treated with great care and respect in this land since ancient times. Garments made with the fur shed from its beard, tail, and legs are highly prized as warm winter clothing. This Pokemon is Basculegion. It can swim with great power. Basculin that live in the Hisui region can evolve into this Pokemon if they become possessed by the restless souls of other Basculin in their school that have perished during their journey upstream. This Pokemon gains power from the souls possessing it, letting it swim on and on without tiring. There are also Pokemon that can be found living in this land in forms that have adapted to the environment of the Hisui region. This Pokemon with its great, majestic wings is the Hisuian form of Braviary. It comes to Hisui in the winter and can imbue its screeches with psychic power to generate shockwaves. This Pokemon, which works with a partner, is the Hisuian form of Growlithe.
Let's say it looks like a
It's a very
Growlithe.
wary Pokemon and appears to protect its territory. Hisuian Growlithe's soft fur is an excellent insulator, allowing it to stay active and lively even in this chilly land. The horn on its head is made of rock, but it breaks easily, so Hisuian Growlithe uses it only when it'll have the greatest effect. The Pokemon Arceus holds the key to this story, but what connection does it have to your adventure? We hope you look forward to finding out on the day when you can finally meet the people and Pokemon of the Hisui region for yourself.
Those were our latest updates on these new entries in the Pokemon series. Pre-orders for Pokemon Legends Arceus, Pokemon Ruby Diamond, and Pokemon Shiny Pearl will become available on Nintendo eShop after this broadcast.
Pre-orders are open, okay.
We'd also like to announce that support for these titles is planned to come to Pokemon Home, the cloud service for Nintendo Switch and compatible mobile devices in 2022.
Home support next year.
Keep an eye on the announcements for further details.
So it's not Sinnoh, it's what the region was before it became
As for the ranked
Sinnoh.
battles that so many of you continue to enjoy,
So it's the
this will take
Hisui
place
region
as
that
before
later
in Pokemon
became
Sword and
Sinnoh,
Pokemon
is
Shield. We hope
the
you all
play
have
here
fun
with Pokemon
participating in
Legends
even more competitive play.
So it's happening like way before any of the current Pokemon
Those
games
are all the
existed.
latest
Like
updates
way in
we
the
can
past.
share with you today. We hope you're looking forward to all the exciting Pokemon adventures to come. Thank you all for tuning in and watching.
Yes! Alright. Alright. Woo! That was awesome! Oh my god, I could not have asked for a better Pokemon Presents. Legend Arceus looks so good. It looks so good. Like, I was prepared to be disappointed. I expected to be disappointed. This is Game Freak. They seem to always find a way to disappoint me. I didn't The game looked better. I didn't see any frame rate hiccups. Now, I'm going to have to go rewatch it when I'm not so amped up over what I'm seeing and see if I notice any frame rate hiccups. I didn't notice any in the initial watching like I did in the first reveal trailer when I was like, oh yeah, I can see the hiccups right away. It's undeniable. I didn't see that this time. You can fly, you can ride, you can swim, which by the way are all things that we have done in prior Pokemon games, just not in an open world. I guess you ride the bike a little bit in Sword and Shield in that little open area, but it's not the whole world. The combination of live action, avoiding attacks, the Pokemon actually attack the person. Like, yes. And then you have, obviously, the normal Pokemon battles, but they changed them up a bit. With the strong and the agile, you get to choose, more powerful attacks, or would you like to do more attacks in a row? Different ways to catch Pokemon. Some Pokemon you don't even need to attack them to catch them. Some Pokemon you need to attack. Other Pokemon you probably need to put to sleep. Other Pokemon you need to sneak up on. This is so awesome. Yeah! Everything I wanted is so far here. And I didn't even know what I wanted. That was what I kept saying going into today, is I wasn't sure what I wanted Legends Arceus to be besides being open world. Like, I brought up ideas about live action Pokemon combat or something. They didn't do that. And you know what? I'm still not disappointed because I'm okay with what they're doing. This feels like the breath of fresh air the Pokemon franchise has been needing for decades. Yes! I haven't been this excited for a Pokemon game since I was a kid. A little kid. Collecting Pokemon cards. Running off to the card shop. Playing, trying to become and win all 8 badges. Back when they used to do that. I don't know, maybe they still do that. I have no idea. But I'm so excited. This is what I've been waiting for since I was a kid. I was worried. Hit my mid-30s and you think, you know what? You're never going to see the Pokemon game that you've been dreaming of since you were a child. It's just never going to happen. Not in my lifetime. And here it is. I've entered midlife, and I finally got the Pokemon game I feel like I've been waiting for since Gen 1 released. Gen 1's great. Now I want my Ocarina of Time version of Pokemon. Ha! Got it! Ah! Yes! All right. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. People saying, glad you pre-ordered it. Legend Arceus looks super good. Shining Diamond, Brilliant Pearl. Have your interest as well, says RoboP. Hope they still focus on adding and improving as time proved they will need to do even after seeing the success. We'll see. But sales are going to be everything. The game needs to sell incredibly well. So we'll see. I'm pumped for it. It might disappoint. You always, just because it looks great, once you play it, maybe it's not so great. So we always have the caveat, we haven't played it yet. But if it holds up, my lord, do I hope this game breaks records. I hope it breaks records. I want this so badly to be the future of Pokemon. So badly do I want to see them continue to do this and continue to expand on it. But that's not going to happen if it doesn't sell really, really well. Pokemon Company cares about that dollar. They've definitely looked like they've invested time. They've invested, a rather decently large team on this, money. They seem to be trying to do it right. And if it happens, if it is right, if it is everything it looks like it should be, my lord, do I want this to be the future of Pokemon. Remember in the past when I said, what would get me back into Pokemon? Because I'm like, I fell out of love with the series. What would get me back? And I really wasn't sure what they could do to get me back. This is it. Legends Arceus. That's what they can do to get me back into Pokemon. Yes! Sorry. I hope I'm not blowing out too many eardrums. I'm so excited. I haven't been this excited for Pokemon. Like, this excitement level isn't the same as like Breath of the Wild 2, sequel to my favorite game of all time. So like that's at like here, but Pokemon Legends Arceus is like just like a step below my hype right now for Breath of the Wild 2. Only because I don't know how good it's going to be. Like, at least Breath of the Wild 2, I have the baseline that Breath of the Wild was like a, way up there. So I presume pretty safely that Breath of the Wild 2 is probably going to be up there too. The good thing, Arceus, is it's one game, not two. One game for the whole experience is the 8th arc. I agree with that. Ariel Lazarus says, I'm losing my mind over Pokemon Legends Arceus. It looks amazing, and I'm glad it's still turn-based, even if they're spicing things up. It's exactly what I've always wanted. Agreed. Like, I know I brought up ideas about making it not turn-based, and I would have been cool with that too. But that was me spitballing with, I don't really know what I want this thing to be. And now everything I have seen is what I want. This is what I don't want turn-based to go away. I want turn-based maybe simplified from what it used to be, but still with some additional tactics and features in it, which they did. I wanted wild Pokemon to actually attack the damn trainer. Like, it never made sense to me that you have these big beasts of Pokemon that don't want to be captured. And they don't attack you, ever. Like, why? There's no danger. Now there is. Love it. Sips Extra Wacky Harley Saunders says, I'm always really scared when I see open flying in a game based on discovery. High chance of overpowering the player, but I'm going to trust them on this. I don't think open flying can overpower anything. I mean, Breath of the Wild, you could glide everywhere, and you could, cheese it with fire arrows and Rivali's Gale and all this, and you could end up flying almost all of Hyrule, for crying out loud. So, like, I don't really think it really breaks anything. And it didn't in that game. I don't think it would break anything in this game. I mean, there's not climbing or anything, so what? Flying can help you get to a region you couldn't get to before because you couldn't climb? Okay. Like, all flying really is like fast travel, right? That's what flying really is in an open world game. It's fast travel. That's all. You still have to actually get off your Pokemon, get off the thing to fully explore what's going on. That's, just my presumption anyways, based on other open world games I played with flying. Power Mad UK says, my concern is the trailer battles and gyms look to have been gone. There definitely doesn't look like there's going to be gyms. That definitely looks like that's a thing of the past. I shouldn't say the thing of the past. This game takes place before any of the current Pokemon games existed. At least that's what they seem to be setting it up as. This game is, way before Sinnoh was a thing, which makes me feel like it's way before any other Pokemon game. This is back when Pokemon and people didn't get along, right? So, because of that, there's not going to be gym battles, because why would there be gyms? Gyms are not going to be a thing in a world where Pokemon and people don't get along. There's also not going to be trainer battles, because Pokemon training is kind of a new concept, right? Like, this is a new thing. I'm sure there'll be somebody you battle off against, right? There'll be some main enemy antagonist or something. Like, there'll be something, but there's not going to be the random trainer encounters that you're used to in other Pokemon games. But I have a question. Why does that concern you? It's always a serious question I have. Gym battles gone. Trainer battles, the random trainer battle encounters gone. Why does that upset you? Those are gone. I ask because we've been doing those gym battles. We've been doing those trainer battles for 22 plus years. And they're pretty much the same thing every single time. There's a different theme to the gyms, but it's literally the same thing every time. It's literally just on repeat for 2 decades. Gym battles, trainer battles. Yeah, they have some new battle features, but on repeat for 2 decades. It's been the exact same thing. So why does it matter that they're gone? I like that it's gone. It means the game can't rely on old mechanics that filled out the world, right? Like, trainer battles were filler for the world. They were just filler. Gym battles gave you a goal, but why does it always have to be the goal? The goal in this game looks like complete your damn Pokedex, catch them all. Those are fantastic goals. That's all you need. That was the premise. You remember Gen 1, gotta catch them all. Professor Oak wants you to complete the Pokedex. But then they had the subplot of your frenemy, and then you had the whole going off and trying to become a champion. And why does becoming a Pokemon champion? Oh my god. That was my Alexa.
Hi. Where are the kids?
Honey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hang up? I'm live right now.
So,
What do you mean so?
where are the kids?
They're playing. Why?
Okay, just making sure they're okay.
Yeah, everything's fine.
Okay.
God, you love these Alexas, don't you?
Yeah, they're handy.
Okay, honey. Love you.
All right, bye.
Bye. I was like, what the hell is that? She's really into talking through the Alexas. She could just call me, you know. I don't know how much of that you guys heard. 900 Koroks. Gotta keck them all. I'm usually a fan of these features, but I mean, that's a subjective one, and Pokemon isn't Mario, so not too worried about flying, I suppose. Is Arceus 100% national dex or a cut price dex? A cut price dex? What does a cut price dex mean? What does a cut price dex mean? Cut price dex. It's probably not a full dex. This game takes place before all current Pokemon games, so this isn't going to be a complete Pokedex, if that's what you mean. It's not going to have every single Pokemon in existence, nor should you expect it to. This takes place before Gen 1 ever happened. This game is before any of the current games. Why would it have a full dex? That literally logically would not make sense. Like, we can get angry about no national dex, but like, this game takes place before the national dex existed. So why would we expect it to be there? This is a single region that's before everything ever, everything we know about Pokemon has occurred. So we shouldn't expect that. That literally should be the last thing on our minds. Is there going to be a full national dex? Like, no, of course not. There shouldn't be. It doesn't actually make sense with this game. It would be upsetting if they remove these and not add other things that can make the game worth more. Completing the Pokedex and exploring the world has always been a thing too. It's always been a thing. Although I would argue exploring the world is not really a thing in Pokemon. Pokemon is an extremely linear experience. Even when you have that open world segment it's not even open world. When you have a field basically surrounding the linearity or in the middle of the linearity, like a Central Park kind of thing, or a Hyrule Field. But the game is still linear, and how it progresses is still linear, and how you explore it for the most part. Even Sword and Shield, like it just ends up becoming a very linear experience. Linear experiences don't promote exploration. You might get a feeling of exploration when you play Pokemon. And if that's the case, that's entirely in your mind. And that's a credit, I guess, to the Pokemon team for being able to craft an experience that makes you feel like you've been exploring. But you're not. Not really. Like a lot of the regions that you catch some of the rarer Pokemon in, you've already been there. You just didn't know you should keep walking around. Or you didn't know you should fish in this one spot. But you were already there. You already explored it. But they do this thing that make you feel like you haven't. So Pokemon's always been linear. I've never looked at Pokemon as a game about exploration. This game's about exploration. I've never looked at the franchise before this as a game about exploring things. In terms of catching them all, completing the decks, sure, you can argue that's been in every single Pokemon game. But do you guys remember when they dropped the Gotta Catch 'em all tag? Like, they stopped using it? You know why they stopped using it? Because it became almost impossible for any new gamer to end up catching them all. You had to play old games, you had to carry them over, game to game to game. There was obviously issues with some of the transfer systems. Obviously, they were trying to fix all that with the central home hub. But there's just been a lot of hits and misses when it came to keeping that catchphrase going and keeping the idea of completing the Pokedex going. Yes, the Pokedex has always been a thing, and it's always been sort of a under goal. Does that make sense? Like, even in Gen 1, right? It starts off by saying, oh, you got to catch them all. You got to, complete your Pokedex. But then it kind of leans you into, but you need to get your gym badges and you need to beat the Elite Four. And then that becomes the driving force behind the game. And catching them all and completing the Pokedex becomes a subtext to the game. And you could argue all the way through Sword and Shield, sure, catching all the Pokemon in the game is a thing. Sure, completing your Pokedex is a thing in the game. But those are kind of like side quests, right? Like, those are not the main purpose of the game. Does that make sense? We haven't had a game built around the main purpose being, gotta catch them all, gotta complete your Pokedex. We have not had a game built around that. We've only had games built around these other concepts where these things are side quests. Now these aren't side quests. These are front and center in Legends Arceus. Point of the game, as far as we're aware right now, it doesn't look like there's some possession thing going on. It's a little bit some story and some other things happening. But the overall arcing point in the game seems to be exploring, catching them all, completing your Pokedex. And we've not had a game built just around those concepts ever. It's never happened. They've always been on the side. Oh, you can do that, but that's not the point of the game. You can do that, but you're just doing that for yourself. Now it's the point. So that's what excites me, is leaning into the raw aspect of what makes Pokemon great. Catching them, training them, completing the Pokedex. We could talk about, gym battles and trainer battles and all that are a big part of the series, and they have been. But we've seen the series do that for 20 years, 20 plus years. We've seen the series lean into that. I'm thrilled to see them step away and try something different. But again, you gotta wait and see. I will say this, Legends Arceus is not going to be for everybody, obviously. There's going to be some staunch, hardcore Pokemon fans who are like, there's no gym battles, there's no, arenas, there's no trainer battles or whatever, or not that many of them anyways. I have a feeling there will be a few in the game, but nothing that's like randomly in the world. So, yeah, they're going to look at it and go, I'm out, peace, not interested. And that's fine. Go play your Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Go play your Gen 9 that maybe comes out next year, or your Let's Go game that comes out next year and Gen 9 the following year, whatever they do. Like, it's fine. They're not going to abandon traditional Pokemon. At least I don't think they are. But for someone like me that's been waiting for this since Gen 1, yeah, I'm gonna take this game to the bank and I'm gonna enjoy it. Probably. I can't presume I'm gonna enjoy it, but I think I'm going to enjoy it. So Sips Extra Wacky Harley Saunders says, I don't know, when you find secret things in Pokemon, it's usually the highlight of a Pokemon game, and those exploration feelings aren't invalid if there isn't real exploration. I didn't say your feelings are invalid. I would never say your feelings are invalid. I literally said it's a credit to the Pokemon Company and to Game Freak that they can make the player feel like they've truly experienced exploration by discovering something. I would argue that the reason that I don't call it real exploration is it's kind of random. When you explore, things aren't necessarily random. Like when I go walk in the woods and I find, an old rune, it's not random that I found that rune. That rune was always there. When you're like fishing in a special spot to encounter a legendary or something, you're not going to encounter that legendary every time you fish there. It's a random chance. And that random chanceness kind of defeats the point of exploring, because you're not exploring, you're finding it by luck. It's luck-based exploration, if that makes sense. And that's not real exploration to me. It's fulfilling. It can make you feel great, or it can make you feel like crap when you blow your chance and that Pokemon maybe never appears again. But a lot of actual discoveries in Pokemon are purely luck-based. Whereas in the world, when you go out in the world and you explore the world, the things you find are there whether you go there or not. Like, if there's an abandoned building somewhere, that abandoned building is there whether I find it or I don't find it. It's not randomly generated. It's not, I'm walking in the grass and maybe something pops up. Or I'm fishing in the spot and maybe something happens. There's no randomness to that. It's there or it's not there in the real world. And I feel like that's the difference between what I call actual exploration versus something that makes you feel accomplished for doing something. When you discover something in current Pokemon games, if you feel like you have a thrill of exploration, That's awesome. That's your personal feeling, and I'm happy for you. To me, I feel like I just randomly got lucky. Yep, I got lucky. Or I intentionally looked it up and did this thing over and over and over again until I got what I wanted. Like, it just doesn't feel like I'm actually exploring the world. I'm just waiting for something lucky to happen. Oh man, I discovered this cool thing. Oh, this cool Pokemon that I've never seen before. I'm like, sure. But also, it was totally luck that you even found that Pokemon. You didn't do anything. The game randomly rolled a dice and decided now you can have this. And that's why I've never been a huge fan of the way Pokemon has gone for 20 years. Because the exploration is fake. It's randomly generated. It's rolling a dice and deciding now's the time that you get to make that discovery. You get no player choice over that. You don't get to choose to discover Pokemon. You don't. For the most part, there are examples, by the way. I know you guys can dig through the games, find examples where you're guaranteed an encounter with a certain Pokemon in a certain place if you do a certain thing. I get that, okay? So I'm not dismissing that that's not a thing. But a lot of the excitement in Pokemon comes from the discovery of those new things. And those new things are often determined by a dice roll. They're not determined by you actually exploring the world. They're determined by the game deciding now you're allowed to see this thing that you couldn't see the last 10 times you went through this region. Now you can see it. Like, is that exploring, or is that just the thrill of fortune? I almost liken it to the same thing that we get with, this might seem like a weird comparison, but when you think of, some of those gacha mechanics, people feel awesome when they're playing Fire Emblem Heroes and they get their favorite character at a really high ranking, right? They feel amazing, but it's completely random that happened. You had no control over that. You didn't control if you got that character or not. The same thing in Pokemon. You didn't control if that encounter happened or not most of the time. It's pure luck. And that to me is not what exploration is. It's not luck in Breath of the Wild when you find a Korok or you find a Korok seed puzzle, right? That puzzle's there whether you do it or not. It's not luck. And you can argue, which by the way, I argue, there's too many Korok seeds. But the point is, it's there whether you discovered it or not. It's not random. There's no randomness there. And by the way, randomness has its appeal, of course. But there's no randomness. You discover that shrine. It's not randomly discovered. That shrine's there whether you discover it or not. There's no randomness. Exploration, to me, is about finding things that are actually there, not things that are based on whether the game's deciding to show you that thing. And that's why I have a problem with Pokemon and exploration being put in the same sentence until Arceus. Because Arceus is just based on you actually going out and discovering things that are there and the game not determining if it's your time to see something. Now, maybe that still exists in this game, so we'll have to wait and see. But that's why I don't feel Pokemon games have had real exploration. They're super linear, and they're based entirely on dice rolls. The whole games are just built on dice rolls. Even in Let's Go, like, it's still a dice roll. You leave the screen area, you go back to regenerate Pokemon. It's still a dice roll. It's all dice rolls. Spoon God says, isn't random encounters a thing with a lot of exploration games, though? Wouldn't that be luck by the roll too? So there are a lot of open world games that have random encounters, right? Especially when you think about some of the action oriented open world RPGs out there. There's a lot of them that have these random encounters, especially when you think of the old school games. You're thinking of the old Final Fantasies. You're thinking of the old school Zelda. Well, actually, Zelda's not really random. I guess Zelda's never really been random. But like the old school Final Fantasies, the Chrono Triggers, a lot of those had a lot of random encounters. And there's a lot of games like that today. Octopath Traveler was praised for it, right? They have a lot of random encounters. So will Project Triangle Strategy, I'm sure. But like, That's fine, and that's a type of game. And I guess you can call them exploration. It's just like an old school style. It's like a style we've moved beyond. Like The Witcher 3. Enemies aren't randomly generated. They're there whether you go to that region or not, right? Zelda, the enemies are there. The Koroks are there. The shrines are there. Everything is there whether you go there or not. It's there. And it's going to be there reliably every single time. And the same thing's true like in Assassin's Creed. You know, things are there whether you go there or not, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like, this is the way exploration has become. This is modern exploration. They have more and more and more emulated close to the real world. I say close because there are certain regions you go where there's some wildlife, and that wildlife is going to be in that region every single time you go. Whereas in the real world, if you go to, say, a section of a jungle every single time, you can't guarantee that same wildlife is going to be there every single time. So that's more, I feel like that's probably more a limitation of processing power and all that. And developers not opening their mind to one deer, you know, being in one area and that same deer being able to traverse, you know, 80,000 miles over to a different forest in the course of like a week or something, right? Like, we're not to the point that we have real day systems like that too often in games, but it's still not random. So I feel like maybe it's just the way games have evolved, and that a lot of games like Pokemon that have stuck to old ways of doing things have just been stuck to that. And by the way, I'm not insulting Pokemon games. Millions of people love them. Not a problem for someone to grow out of love with the franchise. Not a problem at all. I got no issue. Pokemon does not have to be what I want it to be. I'm okay with that. Zelda doesn't have to be what I want it to be. None of these games that I play and enjoy or don't enjoy have to be what I want to be. That's the beauty of the video game industry. No matter how much you might love a franchise, it doesn't need to be made for you. It's okay to not be made for you. And I feel like a lot of the anger that exists in the video game world, especially for like hardcore fans of certain games, and I'm not saying that you guys are acting angry over Legends Arceus not having gym battles or whatever. I'm not saying that that's what's happening here. But the people that do get mad about this stuff, I feel like get mad because the game wasn't made for their taste. Just like there's Zelda fans that are really upset with Breath of the Wild for not having traditional dungeons, for having a stamina system. They hate the stamina system. They hate the weapon breaking. There's legitimately hardcore Zelda fans that don't like Breath of the Wild, believe it or not. They rank it very low on their favorite Zelda game list, and they're very upset that that might be the future of the franchise. They're not happy about it. But they're also unwilling to accept that games don't have to be made for them. So, like, I would argue for the last 18 years or so, Pokemon games haven't been made for me. And I've been fine with that. I've never insulted the franchise along the way. I've never called it garbage. I've never, insulted people that really play the thing. I've never, it's whatever. Okay, cool. So I'm not really into Pokemon anymore, and that's okay. I didn't pass it off as, it's just for kids. I know plenty of adults that play Pokemon. So it was just, hey, it's just not for me. It's okay. I don't know what happened along the way, but I just wasn't interested anymore. Then Legends Arceus happened, and now I'm super interested. And there's going to be others that aren't. There's going to be others that go, that's not what I want. I don't want Legends Arceus. I want this to be a Sword and Shield, but better, right? Like, I want it to be something else. I don't want this. I want something else. I want gym battles. I don't want a game built around exploration that's based on catching them all. Like, I don't want a game built like that. I want it like this. And that's fine. And you're not wrong. Nobody's wrong for their own opinions on what they want. But I will say, no one should ever get angry when games aren't made the way that you want them to be, right? Like, there was a lot of anger over Skyward Sword back in the day with the motion controls. Why? Because the game wasn't made for you? Okay. Like, I don't know. Maybe this is just part of me growing up and experience a lot of things in life, but this is true of people. This is true of anything. Apps, whatever. Not everything has to be made for you. Now, when there's actual bugs and all that, yeah, obviously that's a problem, but things don't have to be, like Candy Crush doesn't have to be for me. I'm not going to sit there and judge someone else harshly because they're hardcore Candy Crush players that play them for 25, 30, 40 hours a week. Okay, if that's the game you really enjoy and you like to spend that much time playing it, why would I judge you for that? Enjoy it. The game was obviously made for people like you, not me. Nothing wrong with that. Same thing here. Like, if a Zelda game in the future is made that I don't enjoy, I'll give you an example. Phantom Hourglass. I literally didn't enjoy more than maybe 3 minutes of the time that I spent playing Phantom Hourglass, and I beat that game. Didn't enjoy it at all. But you know what? I didn't knock other people who did. It's still today like the best-selling handheld exclusive Zelda game to date. And I don't knock anybody who loves it. Just because it's not for me, I have other Zelda games I can go play that are. I have other games I can play. Oh, if Pokemon's not for me, good thing there's a whole world of video games out there I can play. Or I can go back and play the old games if I want to play the Pokemon games I enjoy, right? So that's the beauty of user choice. So it's cool if people aren't into Legends Arceus, but I am! And I'm really excited with what they're doing with it. So, the event's over, JC. It already happened. I used to be into Pokemon from Gen 1 through 6, fell out of it completely. I sympathize with a bit of disappointment the series turning into mediocrity. Paper Mario, Super Paper. So, I'm careful in using the words mediocrity. Because, as an example, a lot of Paper Mario fans, like myself, will look back and go, Thousand Year Door was like the peak. You had the first game, Thousand Year Door. Those are like the pinnacles of Paper Mario. Every Paper Mario since has been mediocre, right? That's how I feel. And that's how a lot of old school Paper Mario fans feel. But are they really mediocre? Or are they just no longer made for us? Because if you go back and you look at the sales of things like Thousand Year Door, it didn't sell well. So whatever they were doing with the game at that time wasn't working for Nintendo. It didn't make sense for them. So then you see some of the sales of the newer games, the last 3 of them that have come on, the last 3 Paper Mario games. And you go, you know what? The sales actually look pretty good. So sometimes there's this thing where Nintendo and other companies won't abandon a concept, but they'll abandon the core principle behind it, making it a full-on RPG as an example. Abandon that because it wasn't working for them. It wasn't selling. It wasn't justifying its existence. So like we'll look back all fondly, but Nintendo will go, yeah, but the way we're doing it now is generating more sales. So clearly the direction we're in at the moment is better for us than the direction we started with. And people have a hard time accepting that sometimes, that games fundamentally change over time because companies are trying to sell the games. They're trying to sell millions and millions and millions of copies. A company like Nintendo isn't satisfied with just selling 1 million units. And then you see like Kirby, that's like what it sells, 1 to 2 million. But Kirby also is a game that doesn't take them a lot of investment. I think they invest a bit more time into Paper Mario traditionally than Kirby, which is why we don't get Paper Mario releases every single year. And yet, it's just went in a direction that some of us would go, oh, we don't like these series getting me. It's mediocre because we started with the other ones. Other people might have started with, say, the most recent Paper Mario, the Origami King, and then they absolutely love it and think it's fantastic. Then they'll go back and play, Thousand Year Door, and they'll go, man, this game is just not yuck. No, this isn't what I want. And see, some of us have, I don't know if I want to call it nostalgia. Nostalgia gets a bad rap. People always view nostalgia as a negative thing. Nostalgia is a positive emotion, so it's actually a good thing. But I will say that what happens is people view all of this in a light that we're selfish, right? We have, like, to me, Breath of the Wild is the best video game ever made. If they go back to making, traditional Zelda and they don't make Breath of the Wild style games anymore, sure, I'm going to be disappointed. I will be. But it doesn't have to be for me. Now, in this case, it wouldn't make sense for Nintendo to do that because Breath of the Wild is so successful compared to other Zelda games. There isn't that logic of sales to go back. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm just throwing out there that I feel like a lot of us have selfish attitudes that we want games to be what we want them to be, and we get disappointed when they're not, which is totally fine. But then I try hard not to hold that against the whole franchise. Like, I don't hold against Paper Mario the Origami King that it's not Thousand Year Door 2. That's not what the franchise is anymore, and it's not what the franchise has been for a long time. So, I can't hold that against it anymore. Because that's just not what Paper Mario is today. It's something else. And it's okay if that something else isn't for me. Because it's clearly for millions of other people. I'm going to $5 Super Chat coming from Playboy! Yeah, buddy, with the $5. And he says, Skyward Sword originally didn't sell well on Wii, but did on Switch. I think the same can be said for Thousand Year Door if ported to Switch. So, couple things. Skyward Sword didn't sell well on Wii. Obviously, it came out after the new system was announced. That's not good. And it had motion controls only, no traditional control options. And that really turned people off. It had a bad showing at E3 with the motion controls due to wireless interference. So it just, everything about that game had negative connotations heading into launch. And then reviews came out where, yeah, it reviewed well overall, like a 93 overall, but a lot of people blasted the controls. And it's interesting when you see the game come out now and you look at Skyward Sword HD reviews, it's nowhere near the 90s it was getting back then, right? So it's very interesting to see how the same game, but technically better, is reviewing worse. It's almost like people change their critical reviews of games when the hype is no longer there. But the game is selling well for a number of reasons. And the chief reason to me that Skyward Sword is selling well isn't even because they added traditional controls. Zelda is more popular today than it's ever been. By a wide margin. Best-selling game before Breath of the Wild was 8 million, Twilight Princess on the Wii. On a single platform, this game has sold 23 million units. It is almost tripled the best-selling Zelda game of all time before it. So when you have triple the popularity of Zelda today, yeah, Skyward Sword is going to sell better because there's 3x the amount of people interested in Zelda games. Now, is it going to sell Breath of the Wild numbers? No. And by the way, when we talk about Skyward Sword selling well, we don't actually know the sales data. So, it was number one in July. Okay. Oh, it's been number one, for, a handful of weeks in Japan at, 12,000 units a pop. Okay. But has it crossed 4 million? Has it even beat the sales of the one on Wii? We don't know. We presume that Skyward Sword has passed the Wii sales. We don't actually know. And we're not going to know till Nintendo's next financial briefing. And don't be surprised if it hasn't surpassed those sales. Now, if it has, again, if it crushed it, if it's at 10 million, that would be shocking. I would be surprised. But if it's at like 5 or 6, it's like, okay, well, the Zelda series is 3 times as popular as it was before when that game came out. So, yeah, it's going to sell better. Thousand Year Door, if you look at the sales of that compared to the Origami King, the sales aren't so astronomically better today that you should expect Thousand Year Door to start suddenly massively appeal more. Like, that's not going to happen. Like, that's just not, you're not going to see a massive increase in sales because the Origami King is so much more popular. Like, it's just not a comparable situation. I'm not saying the Thousand Year Door would perform bad. There's plenty of old school Mario fans that would love a remastered Thousand Year Door game and they would buy it. But the reason it hasn't happened is because it's probably not going to sell that well. Skyward Sword can take advantage of the fact that it was really cheap to port. In addition to being really cheap to port, it has a fan base that's 3x the size of when Skyward Sword came out. That's not the case with Paper Mario. So, Paper Mario is like one of those franchises that to me is like just on the edge of holding on to its relevancy. Like, it's still a decent game every time it comes out. And whether I enjoy it or not doesn't really matter. The sales of it are just enough. It's not Chibi Robo. Obviously, Chibi Robo, rip that franchise. I don't know what Nintendo was doing because it felt like they had a good direction for that franchise, and then they just shit-canned it in weird ways and oh yeah, if this game doesn't sell, well, this game isn't why people like Chibi Robo. And you could argue, well, that's what happened with Paper Mario, except Paper Mario sold better when they went away from what Thousand Year Door was doing. Now, the argument obviously is, oh, Thousand Year Door didn't sell as well because it was on GameCube. And it's a fair argument. But there's quite a few games that sold very well that were on GameCube. Like, a lot of games. And I'm not just talking about the staples like a Mario Kart Double Dash or something, right? Like, I'm talking games that you didn't realize sold really well, sold extremely well on GameCube. So despite its low unit sales, it had very high game sales. So, yeah, I'm not so sure that Thousand Year Door would actually see a bump the way that Skyward Sword did. Maybe I'm wrong. And honestly, truth be told, as a fan of Thousand Year Door, I would love to find out. I would love for Nintendo to put it in HD, slap it on Switch, and see how it sells. I would love to see it happen. I just have some logical doubts about it actually being able to do what we think Skyward Sword is done. Again, it's just what we think. We don't actually know. Let's see here. Disliking Thousand Year Door for being linear equals caveman. I don't agree with that. People like games for different reasons. If people only like games that are open world, it's not. Like, why would we judge them harshly for that? It's personal preference. Do you think Famicom Detective Club is done? Probably. I would assume Famicom Detective Club is done. I don't think the sales of that have justified them continuing the franchise. Which, it's sad in a way, but also I expected. It didn't sell well with its original release either. So I don't know. Like, maybe it doesn't need to sell very many. Like, maybe they're happy with like 100,000 copies. Like, if 100,000 units of it sold, maybe that's all they need, and they can continue with a team of like 3 people and keep making the franchise. I have no idea. Because it's more. It's not. It's a text-based game basically, with some animation. So it's not like super expensive to make. So I don't know. I mean, it's something they could continue. The way Nintendo seems to have traditionally done things is they don't keep games like that going if they don't have a solid return when they bring them back. This is traditional Nintendo. I mean, this is the company that canceled F-Zero and Wave Race. 1080, Snowboard Kids, when those games were actually still selling really, really well with their final ones, and they stopped making those because they weren't selling enough. So if those games weren't selling enough with their last release, Famicom Detective Club definitely didn't. I admit to forgetting to even buy them. It's okay. Yeah, I mean, you might not even enjoy them. And there's also the Switch effect too. Obviously, the Switch effect has increased sales for everything. And I'm not saying that wouldn't happen for Thousand Year Door, but would it outsell the Origami King? Don't know. Do you think we get a new Pokemon Stadium? Not anytime soon. Someday, yes. Hey, we had a $2 donation. Let me load up Streamlabs. I don't actually have Streamlabs up on this computer right now. Let me see what also make sure I didn't miss any other direct donations. I don't get too many direct donations, so I don't pay enough attention to Streamlabs. Yeah. All right. There was no text, so there was no message associated with it. Well, thank you. Thank you, Isaac Castro, for the $2 direct donation. Appreciate it. Colton A. If you need help, you got to tell us what you need help with. Just screaming "help me" in the chat isn't going to help anything. It's just spam. So if you need help, actually say what you need help with. All right, man? Actually say what you need help with. If you're just going to spam, you're just going to get banned. If you need 911, you need to call the police. All right, man? I'm going to hide you. I'm going to hide you, man. But if you're still there, call the police if you need that kind of help. Typing 911 in a live stream is not going to help you out. If you're some kid that needs the cops or whatever, this stream ain't going to get you there. Grab a phone, or since you have access to the internet, you can literally dial 911 in a web browser. So, otherwise, I just assume you're spamming. Let's see here. No, Playboy 182. I enjoy Pokemon Let's Go, so you're not the only one. I enjoyed them. Doggy says Famicom the Tentacles from a very niche franchise or genre. I can agree with that. It doesn't necessarily have to sell a lot. I agree with that as well. All right, I think we're going to end the stream right there. Thank you guys so much. It's been a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction to Pokemon. The Pokemon Presents and Legends Arceus and Shining Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl Unite and all the rest in there. Cafe Remix. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much for the support as well. I think we got like $24 in donations today. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. I don't know if I'm going to have a standalone video coming later today. I think I will, but I might not. I don't know. We'll have to see how the news cycle goes today. Otherwise, I will catch you guys again tonight at 8 p.m. Central Time for the Nintendo Prime Podcast. All right, folks. Catch you guys then. Bye.